Welcome back to Greenbox Gaming plays Reverberations. Michael Bay lens flare, fuck that up. Michael Bay lens flare. I'm here with Joe, who's my resident wrangler.
Consider all them gonna lasso up all them wobs.
Brad is here as well, the resident Foley on the ting 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 cowbell.
Oh, sweet. Hello.
And Dace, you get a weapon of choice. So you get it. Yeah. What do you want? What do you want to be when you grow older?
A railgun.
Yes. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, that's much better. You're all hired. We are back after a very short break since the last one. We got this whole story fresh in our heads, and we decided to double up and double down. That's what I say.
Yeah, I'm sure it had nothing to do with the fact that one of us was, as again, the international courts have called up to one of us, and he has to flee.
Joe, you know how information propagates these days, and you just keep repeating these shenanigans. I'm gonna find myself in front of some people and be like, it was just a podcast.
You're gonna end up you're gonna end up at The Hague, and they're gonna be like, we don't know why you're here, but we keep hearing that you're supposed to be here.
You're on the list, and you've got a time slot. What? State your case.
State your case. Slot. Is that how you take a number?
Yeah,
and they're
that's
just
how
like,
bureaucracy works.
Number 38?
Oh, that's me. Yes. Yeah. So no, we decided because I'm traveling next week, and I think we should continue this. And I was thinking about this a little bit. I'm gonna do my best to get you guys through the story, like to progress. But I'm gonna try my best as well to not do that thing that bad movies and series do, where they rush it, and everything falls apart, and it just doesn't become fun because we're trying to finish it. So I'm gonna try strike that balance. You guys
I thought
try and let character development and banter trump progress as much as possible.
Fair.
Thanks, because I really like this alley. I love this place.
Oh, jeez. I went back and I listened to it. And it was kind of funny, but it does. And I mean, we already talked about this a little bit in the sanity check of like, how do you keep a story going when the mechanics are kind of standing in the way?
You play a different game.
You stop.
Let's abandon this plot.
Just quit.
And let's go get a drink, play a game of pool, see what happens. Maybe go to a casino.
You're talking about you're offloading all of your unluckiness into another game.
Well, I was just talking about abandoning the plot line and
okay.
Start a vacuum shop or something.
Like as with Finnegan, Louis, and Walt.
Yeah.
They can go in together in real estate.
One note,
Exactly.
John, do you still have the same mic, or are you just using a different mic today?
It should be the same one.
Sounds like it's coming through your computer mic instead of the Rhodes.
How about now?
Oh, better.
Yes.
Much better. Good catch, bro.
Better?
Make sure to change your recording audio.
But I'll check the recording. But yeah, thanks for that.
Tech stuff.
So yeah,
Text.
what are we gonna do? What are we doing today? What's on the radar?
Are you mean in general or game-wise? Because usually you tell us when the banter's over.
You know what? Dealer's choice. I'm keeping it freeform today.
Okay.
You get to choose your own Foley sound, you get to choose your own adventure, you get to...
What if we banter as the characters?
duck noises.
Again, that will not pick up on the recording. Well, Jean, actually, like to ask you this. This is about the game, but it's still kind of external.
I'm not taking questions at the moment.
Okay.
It's completely...
It's gonna be whatever.
Yeah. Just no question.
Well, Jean,
No, go ahead.
Okay, so there was a bit I was listening back, and there's this bit in the last episode we did where we were interrogating Rufy in the thing, and there's the bit where I thought it'd be funny, like the kind of heavy-handed federal agents who come in and Louis unplugs the camera.
You made some choices,
I
man.
made some choices, and then he fucking exploded in that room, and there was no camera. And it was funny because I listened to that,
the darndest
and
thing.
I listened to it, and when I said that, yeah, Louis goes over there and unplugs his camera, you did this laugh. That was like, you had this little chuckle, like, oh, yeah, you are. Like, but here's the thing, I was thinking about it, I was like, but in this kind of story, I feel like if the camera was there, I feel like it'd been like, well, what did the camera see? It's like, oh, the camera had an error. Like, and so it's like,
who knows?
There's also something weird with electronics when this explosion happens.
Ooh, you're right.
So probably just would have shorted out or some Delta Green bullshit like that.
Right.
The chair flew up and hit the camera.
Yeah.
Who's to know? Who's to say, even?
Who's to know?
Nobody knows.
Could anyone of the four of us actually know? I think no.
Maybe one.
Maybe
one would. One could.
Maybe one. Maybe it's Ch1.
I've also realized that a lot of this is kind of like dreams. It's like dream confabulation, where you're just almost making up reasons for the dream, or you're making up some kind of attachment and why that happened. And when you wake up from a dream, like that dream in real time has only been a minute or like 2 seconds long, but it feels like the whole thing. And then you wake up and your brain's like, okay, I need to make sense of this nonsense. So it makes a story. A lot of this is that.
Is that how it feels for you?
That's how my life feels.
Wow.
Ah. Okay. You want to talk about that sometime offline, or
Banter over, and we go onwards.
Yeah, no, I get it. It is the when you're doing, and I think I think I make a lot of comparisons between like traditional RPGs and then like kind of like a Delta Greeny, Call of Cthulhu kind of thing. Which I mean, at this point in time, like Call of Cthulhu is definitely a traditional RPG at this point. It's definitely mainstream. I think I make a lot of comparisons about like it feels like this is so much more open, but those are so much more on rails, and it's like you can definitely run a D&D game and have it be very open and have a few set pieces that are available and that the players get to kind of choose where they go in what order, and then you kind of have to that you can jive as the DM. But it's like it's really not that different. But I think what you're experiencing is the definite, what the fuck have my players done? Why have they done it this way? Are they bad people?
Why?
Or like what's?
Or am I making poor choices for friends?
This is less on rails and more like somebody took a fucking oxyacetylene torch, cut the rails, and the train came by and just fucking exploded because it's a train wreck. That's what I would call this, a train wreck.
And it's just so beautiful to watch.
I laughed so hard when I went back and I listened to the bit where we go into the alleyway and Finnegan is just in the trash, like in the dumpster with his legs sticking out of the dumpster because he's trash. Like, oh god.
All right, let's do a bit of a recap. Let's get going.
Let's fucking do it.
I'll try and remember my best. I did not listen back to it because I did not have the synthesized audio, but I think I have my memory part of it. We found ourselves last time with our delightful protagonist, +1 protagonist, Mr. Walter W. Williams.
Our two delightful protagonists and a third
and
one.
then this other guy comes in. You met Walter. He is assigned to you to try and help you make some progress on the case. Honestly, I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
You guys are going nowhere. Walter's got some brains, okay? Walter's got some brains. Best recognized. But despite that, you guys didn't really do very much.
How dare you?
I think we found ourselves. I'll just cut to the end part, and the rest is recapped already. The end part, after explorations in the Southeast Asia town in discovering these lovely characters, in being reminded a little bit about the importance of flat surfaces and weird things about the Liao and the Black Lotus and all these weird disparate ideas that the Ch1 seem to imbue upon you. You find yourselves at the station. You decided to finally try and find High Sally, or you tried to find High Sally for a good while. You just got bad rolls. You can find High Sally. Our good friend Louis speaks to his contact, Little Louis, who now finds himself on a list.
Yeah.
After telling Louis to sarcastically, just go to the station, find High Sally, and I think Louis wasn't so impressed about that, so his list is getting longer and longer. You guys find yourself at the station. You checked in. You have jurisdiction over the case. You speak to Rufy, Bad Luke Rufy, who seems to be some kind of a mid-level drug dealer. But upon examination, there didn't seem to be anything strange about him. It seemed to be like he was on something. You gleaned at that time that it was probably heroin. But who knows? Who knows, really? So you left Bad Luke after pretty much coming up empty, after some mild human rights abuses in interrogating him, doing an undocumented orifice check.
Is that canon?
Unscheduled.
He's a doctor.
That happened, man.
Okay.
That happened.
All right.
This poor guy, after experiencing all of this, you hear back from the station manager. He says he heard screams. There was screaming after, but he just thought you guys were still in there. But as he went back in, the room was demolished in exactly the same way that those other rooms had been demolished. No fragments, but just an absolutely wrecked area with no trace of what the hell went wrong.
Yeah.
But you did find a little matchbox full of matchsticks pointing to Excelsior Hotel. You guys went over to Excelsior Hotel. You approached it very cautiously. You discovered there were a lot of cameras for this hotel, but funny thing, when chatting to the front desk lady, they've only got one camera on record, and that's monitoring the back room, where they, I guess, have some petty cash.
It's also worth noting that during that conversation, one of us was wearing an astronaut's suit.
Would it happen to be the same one that did the rectal exam?
Yes.
I don't know.
What's the
That's
correlation?
pretty unhinged.
I don't see the correlation.
He's really bringing a lot to the team.
Yeah, Walter seems a little bit less zen than he was in the middle of the jungle. You checked into a room, and at this point, Louis is so frustrated, he walks door to door, knocking on each door to try and find out what's going on. You got a complaint, some attention, and a noise complaint from the other patrons in the hotel, and unfortunately, you found 3 doors which did not respond. You don't know why. At the same time, I believe Walter did some research and investigation. You found out a little bit more about the Liao. And Finnegan decided to go and search the back alley to maybe see what's happening with the cameras and see if there's anything else. While he was in the back alley, he did glimpse someone. He thought he glimpsed somebody turning the corner, but alas, nothing. And he thought he glimpsed something in the trash. And we found him, like you said, upside down in the trash, trying to find something, but came up empty. And the other 3 protagonists come to the rescue and they say, man, we're all in this together, and they try and dig through some trash. Hank comes up with absolutely nothing. Finnegan is now covered in banana peels and shit, and Louis finds himself with a 2x4 nail in his foot, heroin needles in his arm, and just in a really bad place, I believe, saying, I just want to go home. After doing a terrible fumble whilst searching through the trash. So, that's where we find ourselves.
Yeah, it is.
And I hope I did it justice. The shenanigans that you went through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to harp on the bad rolls anymore, but Jesus.
They were
That's
bad.
all right. Our luck's going to turn around. I can feel it.
Definitely.
Okay, so
Because that's how statistics works.
So we're in this alleyway. We saw someone in the alleyway, or we thought we might have seen someone in the alleyway.
It's almost like you see the edge of a foot as somebody is stepping out from a corner,
Okay, and I think that Brad had mentioned last time, like, okay, guys, there's obviously something in this fucking hotel. I think that's obvious, like, but like, so when I think about where we can go from here, I mean, from what I can tell, like, we really have 4 options, or we have 4 leads as of right now. Sally. We still not have found. We know her car. We know she hangs out on Argyle. She might be back to the police station. Maybe not. We have Hotel Excelsior, which we already at. Which is like, there's the cameras, there's the alleyway. Maybe the alleyway maybe there's an access to an underground area. We have Dr. Bian and the Ch1 American Alliance Association, which is, and then we have Henrietta Cole. So
remind me who Henrietta Cole is.
She was the researcher from the University of Chicago who had done the report that
anthropologist.
Right, who had done the report that the Ch1 were unhappy with, like looking into their culture and like making these claims about cannibalism and slavery and all that stuff.
That's
and they were so she exists and I'm sorry, was that mild incest? Is what you said?
Yeah. But just on the anthropological
as opposed to moderate or severe.
And in that report there was also mentioned that they have no word for love,
right.
And they also have a weird structure where instead of saying I love you, it's I respect your deference to my power.
Right. By the way, I had I don't mean to take up all the time here at the front. I had an idea. I listened back to the whole thing, to everything we've done in Reverb. Ch1, right? Ch1 seems like a really cool guy. I'm wondering if Ch1 is just like low down in this hierarchy, and if he's just being instructed to manipulate us.
Who's Ch1?
He was the owner of the restaurant who you did not get to meet yet. Real cool guy.
Where y'all had tea. And he told you, like,
where we had spicy pork buns out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's the one that turned y'all onto that it was derived by the Black Lotus, from the Black Lotus flower, basically.
There was another character.
That was the tea lady.
Oh, yeah. There's a tea lady and a restaurant.
But at the same time, Ch1, the restaurant guy, he seems like he's been pretty open with us. And it's like, and if he's specifically acting at the behest of someone, it's like, why would he be open with us? I don't know. So it's complicated. Anyway,
I'm gonna leave it to y'all.
Where this beautiful couple comes in regularly to have food.
They are not a couple. There have been a lot of assertions that that Finnegan and
handsome couple, very beautiful.
You should read the fanfic.
There was the part where he's like, "Oh, you're back, date night."
So y'all been here to him multiple times?
Yeah, he definitely knows us.
I'm gonna leave it up to Finnegan and Louis to decide where we go, but I think Walter would. I mean, there's no real reason if we're gonna not metagame for any of these characters to stay at this hotel. Like, we found nothing.
Well, what are you guys feeling? Let's not metagame. What are the characters feeling at this point?
I mean, they would have to leave. I feel like they would have to want to leave this place at this point. Like, we found nothing.
You have a point.
Louis, I feel like, is injured. He took 4 points of damage. That is a lot of damage to take. Like,
it's a bad roll.
Like, he took 4 points of damage. Louis is probably like, I mean, whatever he stepped on or got slammed in his face or whatever it is. I mean, Louis is injured, and like Louis would really like to go.
Probably has hepatitis,
and probably now has a few very unique and new STDs.
Hank will say, "There's obviously nothing at this hotel worth discovering. Let's get back in the car and let me look at that foot. Louis looks bad."
Good lord. We're never going to finish this. There is nothing at this hotel. Abandon this hotel.
Well, I think though, like we know something's going on because of the surveillance, right? And Finnegan thought he saw someone. Like, and I agree with Brad about the metagaming thing. Like, we don't need to just, let's just re-roll our search of the alleyway and just do it again. Like, I agree with that.
But like, remind me, when I saw somebody did I? You said they were there and then they were gone. Did I investigate?
Nope.
Because you failed
Now-
the roll. I
now-
think is what it was. So it was
A natural. If you want to. Now, if Louis' foot's hurt, I'll understand if we want to rest in the hotel lobby. Maybe I can see if they have a first aid kit to wrap you up. If we wanted to spend more time at the hotel before going somewhere else.
Did we get a room?
we did.
Oh, we did get a room.
Yeah.
We could go to the room and let me.
Also, well, here, like from Louis' perspective, again, we know that something's going on here. I don't know if Louis would feel safe, like literally staying here overnight, because this is not like, oh, it's just a cool place. We can get a room. Like something's going on here. Someone's observing this place.
The cameras have seen you.
The cameras have seen
Fucking
us.
around
Like
the
the
alley,
idea
going in
of
the front,
staying
going in the
here
front
does
desk.
not seem like a good idea. And now Louis feels like he's not at his max, which he is not. So I think
On the other
What does
hand,
Finnegan feel?
the only way we could get more information about this hotel is to surveil it.
well, and that's something, and that's in Louis' bag of tricks. He knows he's all about scoping a place out. So maybe we can go get healed up, maybe surveil, or we can go either look for Sally, go track down Dr. Beyond, who we know how to contact and figure out where Dr. Beyond is because Walt got contact info, or to go to the university and try to talk to Henrietta Cole.
Frankly, I think Walter would be interested in trying to. If we're already driving around, why don't we drive around and try to find Sally? I mean, she was the last person to talk to someone that completely disappeared. Besides us.
I don't know. Louis is down for whatever as long as he gets to do some healing.
Can Walter, when we get back in the car, can Walter do a medicine check on him?
Yeah, go for
we
it.
need tools. Like, do we need?
Well,
we
medicine.
need medicine
I think
medical
Walter's
equipment.
got some stuff,
Does he?
doesn't he?
I have
He had
a,
a fucking spacesuit with him, so sure,
Right.
why not?
I do have a first aid kit. I'm sure that'll
Let's
cure
give it to
HIV.
you. You guys get back to the car, being very. It's not gonna cure HIV,
Critical 77.
but
Wow.
You got a 77?
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Oh,
well
shit.
then, according to the healing rules, I roll a d4 and then I double it because it's a critical.
Awesome.
So
Nice.
Louis might be pretty good here. Never mind, that's a 1, which doubles to 2.
Jeez.
It's a good start. That is a 1, and you, sir, you can double that to a
And
2
you can
to
double
get 2
that
hit
to
points
2 whole
back.
hit points. What the fuck is happening to us?
It's a good
So
try.
blessed. So
Wow.
blessed.
So you guys are in the car,
God.
checking out this first aid kit. Walter knows exactly what he's doing, but the damage is pretty bad on this foot. So you only get 2 hit
It turns
points
out
back.
once you pull out the piece of broken glass in the wound,
Just starts bleeding profusely.
Walters goes into a fugue state because he sees blood. I can heal you as long as I
why
don't
don't you
see
just-
blood.
Seems like
All right.
disadvantage as a doctor. But all right.
well, okay, so all right, so we're in the car, and Louis is gonna ask you. He's like, all right, hey, Walt, I really appreciate it. All right, guys, what are we doing? Do we wanna head to Argyle and put this hotel on the back burner for a minute, or do we want to hang out here? There's something here. I can feel it every inch of my being.
Louis, do you have any specialties in surveillance? Like, to set up some cameras, and a guy that we could hire and leave him here and do some investigation while we go check something else out?
I mean, I suppose if Jean is amenable,
Who's John?
don't worry about it. I might.
He is the god in this world.
As Jean, our Lord and Savior. If I'm pretty sure, like maybe I could kind of do a stretch. Maybe use my criminology contacts. Hell, it might even be a good way to kind of burn a little bit of maybe like some bond or something like that to see if we can get someone here to watch this place for us.
Right.
I think that's a great idea.
Or I could use my
Hey, who do you wanna talk
criminology. Well, the thing is
That's your call.
Who are your bonds?
my bonds are Louis' bonds are Mary Marino, who is his mother, Dr. Petrov Abrinovic, who is one of his mentors, and his girlfriend Ashley.
Well,
But I mean,
maybe just
well, listen, I've really struck out recently with little Louis. You know, I could always give him a call, see if I can finally get something else. Little son of a bitch. You know.
Well, I definitely don't want to stay near this hotel any longer, so I'm all for you getting some underling to survey this while we go do something else.
All right, Jean, how would you feel about rolling a criminology for that? Would you like what's your feel? Would you like think of like, hey, should I spend something else to do that? Maybe even spend some willpower or something.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Go for it.
Let's roll a criminology roll here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I can pass a fucking roll. Oh my god, thank god. 62 under 65.
Turn it around.
All right,
boys.
you give. Who's your contact? Is it little Louis? Or is it somebody else?
I feel like, you know what? Fuck little Louis. He's gonna call someone else in the local kind of because again, like the Martinellis, like they're based in New York, so that's I think their center of power. But they probably have some feelers and some people they've associated with. Louis is gonna reach out to I don't know, to
Boris.
to Boris. Boris, who owes a favor to the family, and he's gonna reach out and try to actually kind of utilize that. He's like, hey, man, how's it going? You still in Chicago now?
Louis.
You still in Chicago nowadays?
I'm struggling with Russian accent at the moment.
Yeah,
but overall,
how's that new
not-
identity going?
not-
Sounds like you're still working
Shit.
on it.
Fucked myself up. I overthought it. Boris, he traveled a bit, but it's okay. What you want, Louis?
Hey, man, listen. I got some I need someone to keep an eye on for me. Do you have a guy, or maybe two guys? You know, we could just sit in a car and watch a spot for me. Family business, you know. I'm just kind of curious at comes and goings.
Yeah, it might cost a little bit. What will we do?
Just watch and report, really. Just kind of give us an idea. Who's
No, Louis. What do we do in terms of payment?
Oh, well, I could owe you a favor, or I could burn some bond power. or unless you know I could.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
Burn. Well, listen. Why don't I owe you guys? I know you guys kind of have your own thing over here. Why don't I owe you a favor? You know, I do have a certain set of skills, and you know, and I would love to respect the relationship that we've built. You know.
Okay, look, Louis. I do this for you, but maybe first you give me favor.
All right, let's hear
Bit
the side
bit of
quests.
tit for tit, you know?
Yep.
Tit for tit.
Yep. Let's where should I put the marker on my map? Let's let's get right in there.
Is that yes?
I want to hear the fucking request first, Boris, if you don't mind.
Louis, you phoned me for favor.
Yeah. I phoned you a favor and I told you what the favor was. So I feel like the favor for that favor should be returned.
God. You know, Louis, you know what we call you in the family? We call you difficult Louis. You're very difficult Louis.
So catchy.
Difficult to talk to on phone calls, Louis.
Tell me the favor and I...
Okay, you need to go pick up some weapons. Is that okay? It's not difficult. You don't burn anything down.
You just go and pick up a package in a totally safe location where there's not going to be gunplay.
Deliver some weapons.
Okay, when does the pickup need to happen? When does the delivery need to happen?
Today.
Both of them?
Mhm.
Does the whole delivery need to arrive?
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it. I think we could do this. Let me talk it over with my guys, and I'll get back to you. I'll send you a text, and then you can just send me the address and shit, right?
Okay.
All right, cool.
Later, difficult Louis. Later, Louis.
Later, old. Okay.
You're
no,
on speaker, and that is much better. The alliteration, yes.
It's much more attractive.
Yeah.
He doesn't hear you.
All right, guys. What do you guys think about this? Do we have time to go do a detour?
I've got nowhere to be.
Yeah. It's the only way we're gonna keep an eye on this Excelsior hotel. So. Yeah.
All right. He'll send the text over to Boris. And say,
Okay.
"Oh, get the address."
Cool.
Are either of these
You
dresses
get-
on Argyle Street? By chance?
No.
Okay.
No, they are not. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You get an address, and it is somewhere in town. You can pretty much find your way there, and you can go whenever you like. Like you said, it may or may not be safe, but it seems clear that you're going to be picking up some weapons on behalf of Boris.
And I was thinking about this actually. Keep in mind, we're in a 2005 Ford Mustang, which is a 2-door car. And I was thinking back about when we first ran into Walt and the idea of squeezing him into the back seat.
It's modified, man. It's
Is it a
modified.
4-door?
It is a third seat. It's got a baby seat in the back. It's fine.
Can we get a
where Walt
nondescript
sits.
Lincoln instead?
So let's head over there and Louis,
It's pretty late at night at this point, so you're gonna go pick up some guns late at night.
Oh, it's night now. Okay.
yeah, I think it's like, let's do that and let's roll some alertnesses. Some alertness.
Okay. All right, you guys roll up to this address. It is a pretty sketchy area. You kind of have that. You roll up really slowly, and you see there's another car parked on the other side. It kind of flashes its lights at you. You flash. Louis knows the deal. He knows the protocol. Flash the lights back, and you see some guys, about 4 guys, get out of the vehicle, and it looks like they're carrying something pretty heavy. One or 2 big crates coming over to you. Louis is pretty alert. Looks like nothing suspicious is going down, but
No cops
do
sitting down the
realize-
street or anything.
no cops on the street. This looks pretty straightforward, and you're just gonna have to make sure you play your cards right with these 4 nondescript Russian arms dealers.
Yeah, Louis will pull up. So he'll like pull like right behind him, so basically they can unload from their trunk directly into his trunk. And
Okay.
he's gonna kind of like shift in reverse, sticks it in park, and just says, "Just let me handle this." To these guys, like he doesn't even want these guys to get out of the car.
No worries.
And he's gonna get out, and he's just gonna pop the trunk and really not even say anything. He just wants this to happen.
So the 4 guys look at you, they nod, they understand this is no need to say anything. They know that you're the guy. Boris has obviously told them so. And you get this. You get the crate, and you load it up.
Sean keeps rolling these dice,
And-
man.
I know.
You are ready to roll.
All right. Well, I say we just go straight to delivery. And
Yep,
Okay.
agreed. Let's get this side quest that we just invented
done.
with, so we
Done
can get
quickly.
back to the main story.
Okay. All right. We go to
Aren't
the
you-
address.
I'm not just wasting your time, to be clear.
Okay. Look, we go to the address.
This is-
We go to the address, and Louis
All right.
rolls another alertness at the delivery address. He fails. 80 over 70.
Shit.
I'll take a look.
All right, look. What are you looking at?
Failure as well.
Fucking nothing. Well,
Oh,
the problem is
Where is
Walt's
this
sitting in the back seat with a crate of weapons in his lap because it wouldn't all fit in the trunk. So
Okay, Walt, give me an intelligence check, please.
Where are we at? We're at the delivery spot. I failed my intelligence.
Oh, God.
87 over 80.
Give an intelligence roll, please.
All right.
Oh my god.
So difficult, guys.
Why are we like
Success.
Success!
Yay!
Alrighty.
Oh, wow. I forgot what it feels
is
like.
sitting in the back seat because it's a big old crate, okay? This is obviously something pretty heavy. This is a big crate. And whilst Finnegan is idly musing about his time in the trash heap and figuring out this whole story, piecing things together, he's also trying to just self-soothe a little bit of his ego that's been inflamed by the presence of Walt. He decides to look at the logo on the box. He decides to actually just inspect it.
How
And
dare he.
logo on this box seems to indicate it's got a bit of a conical symbol. So two conical symbols with a pyramid in the middle, and it seems to say Academy. Academi.
You guys notice anything strange about this logo on this box?
Louis, give me a criminology.
Oh.
He's okay.
It's a success.
Louis recognizes that this is some kind of militarized security firm. It's a former contractor type firm. It's some kind of underground for hire military contractors.
We're talking like a Blackwater type.
It's funny you mention that name.
Is that exactly what it is?
This is Academy's rebranding.
In
Sorry, this is
real life,
Blackwater's
Academy
rebranding.
is the real life rebranding of Blackwater after like all that negative
shit.
flack in the Middle East. This is Academy.
So this is formerly Blackwater. This is some heavy equipment coming in from Blackwater, which you are now delivering to Boris.
Noted. Gonna have to make some calls back home. Let them know what's up.
All right.
Okay.
You guys drop this off at the address, and despite all the terrible rolls, on the plus side, you did not fumble anything in this terrible
Fantastic.
arms deal. But everything seems to be
Okay.
just fine.
What do you think
drop it off.
was in the box?
Did you look in the box?
Is this a box that's
I think you
nailed?
dropped
Is this a
off.
box that's nailed shut, or a case that can be opened and closed?
It's one of those cases, but you guys have dropped it off
Okay.
already. I'm not.
Well, yeah, because they have that.
Reward.
They have that
Reward.
slot. They have that slot in the door that's shaped like a weapons case, and you just put it through the slot in the door, right? That's
yeah.
like dropping off mail.
Yeah, it's like a mail
Yeah.
delivery. Yeah, you just
Okay.
as you drop it off.
Okay. So we drop it off, and Louis texts the address of the Excelsior Hotel to Boris. It just says, "Job done. Need some guys on this address. Need to know ins and outs. You know, odd comings and goings outside of regular hotel-looking people."
Okay. Boris will send some guys, and we'll see later on. But he texts you back. He says, "No problem. Thanks,
Does his
Thanks,
accent come through in the text?
mailman." Yeah. It's like slightly.
Okay.
Yeah. It says, "Thanks, mailman Louis," effectively in the text.
I will. I will not respond to that.
No, you know, it's a term of endearment. He just keeps making names up for
Okay.
you every time.
I say we go and rest.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that sounds reasonable. You guys, where are you gonna rest? Back in your own places? Going back to the
Not
hotel?
the
What's up?
hotel.
Okay,
Well,
cool. You guys go home to your places.
You got something,
You
Walt?
rest up.
no. Well, we can go back to our respected homes. Let's figure out where we're gonna meet tomorrow morning.
I don't know, like we keep this Dr. Bian and the other lady, the other Xiao Chao lady, they keep popping up. And I don't know, like I mean we know Sally is someone we need to find eventually. What are you guys thinking?
Frankly, I'm more curious about Sally. I mean, that was an odd incident we witnessed back at the police station, and she was the last person to see it, this individual besides us.
Yeah.
I'd be quite interested to know what they had to say or where she hid this drug, because I searched them well.
Yeah, you did.
And I couldn't find anything.
What do you think, Finnegan?
He could have been on it. So you're not going to search his bloodstream.
Yeah, next time you gotta drink his blood.
Next time I will.
How about first thing in the morning, we make an appointment with Henrietta Cole, and then spend the rest of the time going down to Argyle and looking for Sally.
Okay. Should be University of Chicago. I mean, she's an anthropologist, right? I mean, they probably got like a department, probably like a directory. Probably just go by, see if we can find her, right?
Right. You don't think we should
Okay.
I
call
mean,
ahead?
we should call too. Yeah. I mean,
She's a researcher that did the... Yeah, okay, I know.
yeah,
Gotcha.
she did this this article
So we want to do that first? Maybe.
first thing in the morning.
Okay.
First thing, make sure
Cool.
she's in the office, set up an appointment time, go down to Argyle, just fucking drive around and look for Sally. Roll a couple luck rolls, you know what I'm saying?
As one does.
Some luck rolls here and there. No. All right, reset, update your character sheets. You guys sleep like little misguided babies.
How fucking dare you? We're doing the best we can. Louis is actually for some reason missing some willpower. So he's gonna roll his 1d6
Perfect, and you're gonna heal
and
up
is
as
going to
well
then also roll a
with a
constitution check.
roll.
Yes. Let's see what we get on our constitution. That's a failure. He does not heal.
Okay.
But he's going to roll his d6 to get back. He gets back all of his willpower. Why was I missing? Why was I
Awesome.
missing willpower?
Good.
I don't even recall.
Can't remember.
But yeah, he's going to get back
Okay.
all his willpower.
All right, so you guys sleep well. You regroup in the morning. You say you wanted to go and spend some time at the university.
Well, this is
And
definitely probably
you wanted to-
Finnegan's. Probably even more so than Walt's kind of bag is dealing
Yeah.
with the academics.
Yeah, Finnegan, why don't you give me a bureaucracy roll?
She wrote this
See if
paper,
you
right?
can navigate.
She wrote the paper saying all the shit about the...
she wrote the
Chow-
paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Success, 19 under 50.
All right, you get a phone number. I can cut ahead to this. So you get a phone number. You're able to chat to Henrietta Cole. She's pretty much retired at this point. Her reputation got a little bit tarnished after the paper that she released about the Chow Chow.
She's still
This
still
was-
work for the university, or is she like not working for them anymore?
No.
Okay.
No, she's not working for the university anymore. This is it came out at a bad time. It's a little bit of a ramping up of woke culture, and within all of that context of 2012, let's say, she pretty much got the equivalent of early cancellation before cancellation had a name. Despite the rigorous evidence that she went through, all the robust studies, the anthropological rigor that she put into this paper, the interview and the general bad press that she got from the interview with Amanda Klein. Sorry, the interview between Amanda Klein and Ch1, which is Dr. Bian's assistant.
Right.
She pretty much got cancelled, and she's out of the game, effectively. Is there anything you wanted to ask her in particular?
She got... I mean, she was just like... There's a straight up anthropological study with fact-based research, and she got canceled for just reporting the facts.
Mm-hmm. So the Ch1 American Advocacy Alliance pretty much had enough weight and enough charm to pretty much
Just
convince everybody that it was just racist pseudoscience.
just stirred
Okay.
up stuff in the university and whatnot.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to ask her specifically about Liao. and what she knows about it, specifically production in the city.
He keeps rolling them dice.
If that was a straight up luck roll, which I suspect it was, that's a failure.
Yeah, it's 53.
Was a failure. But she is an expert.
Yeah.
And she's an expert in anthropology and probably a bit of a historian, honestly.
Right.
And what she can tell you is that she pretty much, it comes up and you're like, oh, do you know anything about? She says, no, but I know a bit of the history, and I don't know if this is of any use to you, but to the Greeks, in fact, the Ch1 were called the Ch1, and they swept in during that time, violently ruled much of what is today's Afghanistan, before being pushed back into the Asian wilds in the 3rd century BCE by the Sassanid Persians. And nobody really knows where the Ch1 people hail from or what the term Ch1 means. But effectively, she says they swept in and ruled a lot of Afghanistan back in 3rd century BCE.
Right, so you don't know anything about the liao, the flower that they use to make some sort of hallucinogenic?
There's some fringe texts talking about mountainous regions, but I don't know much about any of that.
Ask her.
That wasn't my focus. My focus was on the people.
Ask her after she published the article. Like, did these people like come after her? Did they like threaten her or anything?
Right. Are they like Scientologists? This surveilling your house, flattening your tires, maybe even killing your pets.
She laughs.
I gotta say, I really
at that.
admire the Scientologists. They know how to get things done. That's Scientologists.
Finnegan would.
Tom Cruise. Did you have a better figurehead than Tom Cruise? It's the Tom Cruise.
I mean, science is in the name. It must be evidence-based and legit.
Must be legitimate.
It's legit.
It has to be. Even though it's made by a science fiction writer, that can mean nothing.
Does Henrietta Cole say
Let's
that?
not get into trouble here.
L. Ron Hubbard is
No, that's
probably
reality.
like Finnegan's hero, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sure of it. I'm sure of it.
With the sheer
So,
manipulation.
She says that no, there was no personal threats or anything. It seemed like there was just a really strong, well-orchestrated campaign to smear her reputation. Everybody was very respectful. Everybody was, aside from the brutal words that were had on the show and the kind of interview and how very, very effective they were at that messaging, there was no personal threats or any kind of personal safety concerns.
Can I,
Right.
if we're on speakerphone, can I ask you what's
I figure we are now at this point,
Yeah.
boys.
what is your opinion on Dr. Bien?
I haven't met Dr. Bian in person.
Have you ever
I
conversed with anyone she's been known to hang out with, or email, or anything?
Well, that's the odd thing. It's a little bit difficult. They're a very insular community, and they're a little bit difficult to meet in formal capacities. I did go to their offices once, and they were very, very hospitable, but I did notice everything was very, it seemed a little bit cold. It seemed a bit cold. It seemed like it was a very controlled environment that I was entering.
Did you ever go down
And-
to, go ahead.
All good. That's it.
Did you ever go down to Argyle Street?
Oh,
Any
yes.
time there?
Yes.
You ever buy
Like,
Yes,
drugs?
a little bit. What drugs did you say?
Did you have any like contacts on Argyle that you like might have?
Oh yes,
interviewed?
you should go to Go to the restaurant and get yourself some pork pontal.
God
It's
damn it.
delicious. It is delicious.
Absolutely, god damn it.
It's a pork ganglia paste. It's a bit of a delicacy. I highly recommend it.
You know, you're on speakerphone. Listen, you wrote all this stuff about the Ch1, the Ch1, whatever we're calling them this week. The
Those are all correct names.
Roger.
Interesting. Very interesting culture.
You know, you talk about, the cannibalism, and they don't use love, and the
Mild incest.
the mild incest, and all these other taboos
Yes.
and stuff. But, and you talk about them, they're very, very hospitable, and, nothing under the radar. Do you think that there's any part of the modern Ch1 people who that these norms are still around? Like, or do you think it's a thin veneer? Did you get that feeling, or you found evidence of that? Or do you think it's all in the past? You are the expert.
Well, by my analysis, which has been thoroughly discredited at this point, they do see that kindness as a perversion, and they have in the past definitely exploited this in other cultures. So they have used, and I think I experienced the brunt of this campaign. They currently struggle for that cultural identity, and this creates an imperative to dominate and betray and manipulate the outsiders outside of their community. So they definitely express this in their keen attention to the weaknesses of compassion-based cultures. As to whether that continues to this day, I'm certain of it. It happened after my study was released. They exploited the media and the compassion of the current culture to have my work pretty much fade into obscurity.
Interesting. You guys got anything else?
Oh, God, there's...
Listen, we've got
this
your
lady
number.
has us.
Like, if something comes up later, we'd love to reach out to you. One last question. Anyone recently around you gone missing?
Not that I know. That's an odd question, but no.
Yep.
Everybody's fine. Thank you for asking. You're such a sweetie.
Just checking
Good.
in. Making
What
sure
was
everybody's
just-
where they were.
Just what exactly about the environment was so controlling? You said you went in and met with the Ch1. You said, but it seemed like you might have went to meet with Dr. Bien, but didn't necessarily find her face to face.
No. I think the officers were just very clinical. It was very clear that there were cameras everywhere. I don't know. It's not an embassy or
Would you
anything.
call them flat? Would you say the place was extremely flat?
Very much. Very, very flat.
You said cameras.
Flat surfaces. Cameras, very flat.
Interesting.
That's a weird observation. I never really thought of that.
Yeah.
What do you
Weird.
know about
I want to do
rituals?
Rituals?
What's up?
Joshua,
Walt is trying to derive, but you can't really tell if she's being sincere or anything like that.
Yeah.
In terms of rituals, I know they're ancient rituals.
With shaman?
No, mostly just around the slavery and those kinds of things.
specifically, I'm talking about rituals that involve the flower liao.
I think through my research, I did like understand that there were these rituals that took place. The way I pursued it was mostly around the rituals of slavery, but
Library.
I didn't get much more from that. In my mind, look, I'm aware that I've got blind spots as an anthropologist and everything. When you're a hammer, as they say, everything's a nail. So I looked at their social structures and their cultures and the way that they're organized and the slavery aspect to it and the power struggles that they incorporated. That was my main focus.
Interesting.
So I'm afraid I can't help you on anything else.
Right. Well, thanks for your time. Is it alright if we call you back if we have any questions?
Certainly.
I got anything else?
No.
Alright.
Good chatting with you, Mr. Eckhart. And if you are ever coming back into academia, you just put in a good word for me, if you can.
Certainly. Toodaloo. Click.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Oh, man.
So Argyle?
Yeah,
Or
I guess
should-
so.
Or
You
we
guys-
could call the Russians and see if they saw anything overnight.
I mean, Louis can send that text on the way. Any ins and outs, especially that back alleyway. You know, he'll send that text. That's a 40 from Jean.
Oh, you don't. No, I'm not rolling for that. I'm rolling for
For something
unrelated things.
else.
Thank you very much.
What you're gonna have for lunch?
Something else. You guys do not get pork banzao. I'm sorry. Bad luck.
Last time we ate pork banzao, you did a roll to see if we were going to have diarrhea later. So I feel like it's something we should avoid.
I forgot.
This
This game is shenanigans.
Right. So
I want to go to Argyle Street next.
Yeah.
And
just
see if we
like
can find
cruise
Sally.
around, see if we can find
See if we can
Sally.
find Sally.
All right.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
we've got the guys. We got Boris's boys. You know, doing their thing.
Cool. You'll wait on that text from Boris. You're gonna go cruise around Argyle.
Because we know her car. We know what she looks like. We know supposedly she's homeless. Supposedly. So
But she has a
let's
car.
let's go on a
That we
cruise.
know.
All right. You're cruising through Argyle. Sweet baby Jesus. You're cruising through Argyle, and finally, you catch a glimpse of the car.
Oh my
It's the same plates.
I don't
It's the same
fucking
car.
believe it.
Looks like our luck
It
is changing,
is-
boys.
It is parked in the corner somewhere. You know that Argyle's a really, really busy place, so no
Nobody,
idea how she got parking, but she's
nobody in the car.
parked. Give me an alertness just to
No
double check
problem.
what's up.
That is a 72
It-
over 71.
Finnegan
It looks
will roll as
Locked
well.
and empty, it seems.
The car.
Fuck
Any-
failure. Just,
Guys, just stop fucking trying. Just stop trying.
No, Walt, do an alertness.
The car
Hurry.
is locked. It's just a dead car. You see a dead car.
I want to do a search on the car.
Like go up and like look in the
You're gonna
car a little
search the dead car.
we all jump out
When-
of the Mustang.
Okay, when
as
you
it's
say
still driving,
failure.
When you say
crashes
dead,
into a building.
and that's another failure. Okay, Jean, when you say dead, do you mean this is a car that looks like it hasn't run for a while?
No, I just don't want you to keep looking at this fucking car.
All right.
Is there anyone around? So like? Is there anyone else around in the area?
You don't see anybody. You've seen a car.
I mean,
Cars disappeared.
Argyle Street is not.
Argyle's
It's
busy.
busy.
It's really
And like
busy.
you say, she's parked in a place. It's like Is it weird that she has a spot right here? Is that kind of thing, or okay?
No. She must have been here really early in the morning.
Okay.
Are there any businesses immediately around that catch our eye?
The usual ones. Nothing out of it's Argyle's business as usual. It's fucking busy. So if you were to see her, you would have to be very lucky to
Is
spot
what
her
you're
in this
saying. All
car.
right.
Oh,
So
God.
I say we need to park up, and we probably need to stay within distance of the car, and we probably just need to observe this car. And like we don't have to talk to her. We can just see where she goes, and we can observe kind of like through the rest of the afternoon. I mean, we're still in the morning, I think. Okay.
Yes.
So we can just kind of hang out here and just kind of wait for her for a little while.
Right.
Even if we see her and she doesn't get in the car, we can see where she goes in Argyle Street. If she gets in the car, we can follow her.
Okay. You guys are hanging out in the car, doing your stakeout thing. It does not smell yet in the car because you haven't spent that much
Right.
time. Although No, you did. You went home and you showered, you got the nail out of your foot, so you don't smell like absolute garbage, even though you may feel like it. Characters, not
us.
players.
Okay.
Characters feel like garbage, not
For
the players.
differentiating.
Your phone rings.
Whose?
Is this the burner?
It's the burner.
God. All right, guys, buckle up. It's everybody's favorite handler. Hey,
Boyos! Man, you sound like you're happy. What's up? What's up, Louis?
yeah, you called me, to be frank. So what?
True.
I thought his name was Foil.
His name is Foil.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ha. My name. I was gonna play that joke, but you beat me to it, Walt. Walt, what's been happening? How are these two assholes doing? Have you managed to accelerate their progress? What's happening? What do you need?
Oh, yes. We've made tons of progress. We found possibly a hotel Excelsior where there might be.
Oh, yeah. Funny thing that I've been getting complaints.
You're
From
getting
Excelsior?
complaints,
I've been getting complaints
all the
from
way
people.
at the DEA for us knocking on doors
I am
at
getting-
a hotel.
Well, Louis, you smartass. You know what a complaint means to me?
What?
That means that trouble's brewing, my friend.
Yeah.
That means that you've rustled enough feathers for people to take notice. We don't like
Yeah.
that. That's not great. That's not good. No points, Louis. No
Aw,
points.
man.
Lots of notes. No points.
Oh, I was hoping to get some points today.
So you guys need to tighten your shit up.
All right, listen, Foil. Listen, I know the whole equipment thing has not been great. We've got a vehicle
What do you mean?
that no,
That silencer.
they were
did
great.
You got my
I
link.
did get the link.
Did my text
I'm really
come
gonna
through?
use that.
Okay.
It's gonna be super good.
Thank you. Yeah, I've done it. I've never actually tried it. But my buddy and I, we used to do some shit in the backyard. We burnt a couch once. We should try it.
Wild
Try it.
children, I suppose. Listen, we have a vehicle that we might have some need on tracking. Like, do you maybe have you think you might be able to look into getting us something to track a vehicle remotely?
Oh God. Well, fine. You hear like the PlayStation sound. It's like the pause menu pops up.
Well,
It's like, oh, okay. I'm logged in right now. What do you want? What do you need? Who are you looking for?
Oh, I saw you just rolled a 98, so it might not matter.
Actually, the system's just crashed.
Jesus Christ.
And you just hear the PlayStation
Turn
voice
back
and
on.
there's like God of War
Listen,
playing
if
in the
I send you a
background.
license plate, do you think maybe you get some track, or literally if we could get a tracking device that we could install on the vehicle and perhaps
we cannot overstate how close we are to getting to the bottom of this case. I mean, this car could.
Walt.
I'm in the middle of a persuade check. I mean, this car is possibly owned by the last person that was saw to have disappeared at the hands of this horrible drug. Persuade.
All right, give me a persuade.
Success. 34 under
That's a
60.
success. All right, Walt. I cannot overstate how disappointed I am with how little progress you guys have made, but I will send you a tracking device. It's gonna take a while though. When do you need this thing by?
as soon as possible, man.
All right. Do you have an address? Where am I sending this thing? I'll send it to, I guess, your house, Louis. I think I've got your
In New
address.
York? Send it to the
Sure.
deli.
No.
I'll send you the address for the deli. Don't look into the
Okay.
deli.
Oh,
Don't look
right.
into
I
the
just
deli. Just send it there.
feel like you guys are fucking around. All right. I've got important work to do. I'll send you a tracking device. It'll probably be there tomorrow.
you doing you trying to 100%? You trying to get all the achievements or what? Are you a completionist?
Oh no. This is important work. This is research.
Okay.
This PlayStation is tax deductible.
I would
baby.
love one day, Foil, for us to have a relationship where we can be honest with each other. That's what I want.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I will see you later. Bye bye.
Fucking guy.
All right, what do you? I say we continue to observe here.
I hate him as much as you do.
Yeah, I wonder how hard it's going to be able to
you'll
find
get that
this
tracking device tomorrow.
car again. That's my only concern.
Yeah.
Did we have to roll to find the car, or did we just found it when we were driving down?
No, you just found it.
Okay.
You just
So presumably, maybe we won't have
fucking
to.
see anything.
Okay. Let's continue.
Roll to go to the optometrist and improve your alertness.
Improve our eyesight. Dace, you got something you thinking? Or
Fucking watch the car until goddamn Sally comes back.
well, we have two things.
All
We
right.
can watch the car, and we're also waiting for info on the hotel. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a text.
I mean, the only other
you
thing.
get a text back.
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, you get a text back from Boris. He says that it looks like a regular old hotel. He does also note the cameras. There's a lot of cameras. And he says that those are not standard. Those are definitely ad hoc cameras. He noticed... Well, he says that the guys were snooping around the back of the back alleyway. And they noticed that there was a window open in the back alleyway at the top of the hotel that might be accessible through the fire escape.
Wait, say that one more
Other
time.
than that, he says nope.
So there's a.
He said there was a fire escape that seemed to be going to an open window at the middle top floor of the hotel.
Yeah.
I say. Okay. Okay. A lot of emphasis on this fire escape.
Yeah, the fire escape thing's been hit multiple times. Here's the thing. Louis, I think, is feeling like, listen, guys, I feel like we can't get more fucking observed at the hotel than we already have been. At this point in time, I'm starting
We tried
to feel
Sally.
like...
The only other option lead is the doctor. You know.
Sally
And no,
and the
sorry.
doctor.
Well, we find Sally eventually, but the only other fresh lead is Dr. Bien. Go interview her. But yeah, what are you going? You're saying maybe go back to the hotel.
I still think we need to wait for Sally. We need to kind of, if we have this opportunity with her car, if she's homeless, she lives in a car, she's gonna come back to the car. You know, she can only be as far away as she can walk.
Right.
So, I say, you know, if it's in the morning now, I say maybe, and Jean keeps rolling these over 50 fucking rolls.
You guys also realize that maybe Sally's a bit shook up after just visiting her friend, literally one of her friends, and
Oh, they had a close relationship.
he just disappeared in a violent incident that she gets. You know, she's got feelers, but
Oh,
you
they.
just heard this, so I don't think you're gonna find Sally, or there's gonna be something special that happens for you to find Sally, but she's probably hiding. So who
How
knows
does she
whether
know
this car
he-
is here
he
because she
disappeared?
got here? I can't answer that for you, Brad. She just knows. God damn it.
All right, hotel or Dr. Bion? What are we thinking?
There's something funny about that hotel. I just can't get it out of my mind. I say we go back to the hotel.
Right. Back to the Excelsior.
I mean, unless you've got a better idea.
I wonder how often Delta Green agents just don't crack the code. Just don't figure it out. Give up.
Yeah. All right, let's
It's worth noting
Thanks for
that
the
you
help.
did also.
Back to Excelsior.
You guys seem to have done the side quest, which the handler must have done for some kind of reason, and you derived a name, a Blackwater /
Yeah.
Academy
Oh,
name
they might be the ones
from
doing the
that
observation.
box.
Oh,
So
so
I don't know.
I thought you
Louis
pulled that out of your ass.
probably has some insight into Academy, seeing as though it has some criminology. So maybe give me an intelligence check, Louis.
All right. God bless you, Jean, for giving us all the opportunities in the world.
I'm
That's a
trying.
655.
It's a goddamn success.
Jesus Christ.
Let me tell you guys all the things I know about Academy and how they might be related to this.
No, not that easy. I'm sorry. Louis knows some people that he might be able to phone to get information about Academy. There's maybe some people that his organization has used in the past.
Yeah.
So you could maybe find out a little bit more about Blackwater and Academy, and you could probably even talk to Boris about
I'll
this
call
stuff.
Boris. I'll call Boris.
I mean, he's in business with him. Maybe he, and in the same town, maybe he knows something about this hotel.
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
I'll call up Boris. You know, and, you know, hey, Boris, and
Yes.
you. I'm here. I am Louis talking to you, and you're totally accurate depiction of your last accent that has not changed. You are the same person, and your accent has not changed in this amount of time.
Is
Listen.
this a northern or southern Russian accent?
Yeah, like
Lazy Louis.
Yep, that's
Lazy Louis.
the alliteration. You are getting it.
What?
That's good.
What do you need?
Listen, man.
What do you need?
Look, I'm gonna shoot straight with you here. That stuff we delivered for you from Academy, right? You know,
Yes.
I mean, you know, our crew. You know, we have some work. We do some work with them too. You know, I can appreciate you're a businessman. You know anything about these guys and any of this stuff that's been going on at this hotel? I mean, look, I get it. Nothing's free in this world, right? But Boris, like, you know, I'm in the middle of something here, and I know it's in your fucking backyard, and you know about it.
Give me a charisma roll. And that's going to be Louis.
Okay,
Not the best.
I'm gonna use juice.
I know how bad.
I'm gonna.
Oh, smart.
Ooh,
I'm
good
gonna use
use of
my
juice.
Use the
I will
juice.
remind you guys that Louis' charisma is an 8. His
It's dog shit.
distinguishing feature is that he has a short fuse.
I mean, he has a I guess persuade is kind of low as well.
His persuade is not super great either, to be frank.
They're not great either.
But so, where did I record my
All right.
Just keep burning willpower if you fail this as well.
Are we pulling
Burn
that
it all.
rule over here as well?
Yeah.
I thought it was for all
I was even
rolls
thinking
you
about
could.
it. We should have actually done that while you were searching in the trash heap.
Okay, so my juice is gone.
Oh, you definitely have juice. It's okay.
Yeah, well, I see where I have it. I just, so I'm gonna make my juice 0. And so we're taking plus 20 for juice. Is that how we've done it?
Yes.
All right. It's gonna bring me up to 60% on this.
Nice.
Let's hit it. Hit it.
Happens. Yes!
Boris.
10 under 40.
Yes.
Ugh.
You know what, Louis? I like
Boris,
you.
I like you too.
I like you, Louis. I'm not supposed to talk. At this point, he's desperate. Boris, I love you. I love you. Louis, we've been dealing with Academy, and they've been giving us weapons, and there's also contractors. We need contractors regularly. There's maybe somebody in the hotel. His name is Jacob Simmons.
That and in English that would be Jacob, correct?
That'd be Jacob Simmons.
I'm
He's
fucking with you,
living-
boys. I'm fucking with you, man.
He's staying there, or he works there.
We are in talks about some work he's done. He's done some work for contracting for good, I don't know, long ago, but yeah, we want to talk to him to get him back on record. He needs to do some work for
So
us.
you haven't been able to contact Jacob recently.
No.
Interesting.
So we just ordered weapons. You know how it is.
But Jacob is your contact guy, typically. But you've had trouble getting a hold of him.
Oh, no. We want to hire. We want to hire him.
Is this for your, I don't know how secure this line is. Is he a waste removal specialist, or is he more of a logistics kind of guy?
It does bit of this, bit of
Okay,
that.
Roger. I can
It
appreciate
does. Yeah. Give me another. You know what? Give me another charisma. No
right.
cap.
This is just my regular charisma. I don't have another juice.
Mm-hmm.
26 under 40.
insane.
That's a success.
Okay.
All right, the tide's turning. He tells you he come from Afghanistan, actually, a good while back, Jacob. So he's got good expertise, but I'm sure he's seen terrible things.
Interesting. So he was a soldier? Well, he's with the academy, so yeah. Okay.
Yep.
From Afghanistan, interesting. Boris, I really appreciate that. You wouldn't happen to know this guy's room number?
No.
Alright. Boris, you are wonderful.
But it's weird. It's weird. You ask me to look at hotel, and Jacob, he's in hotel. It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. If you see him,
Tell him
you tell him to call
you
Boris.
that you are a good business opportunity for him. I will. Boris, you're a doll. Can you keep those guys on the hotel? We might be by there ourselves a little later, but
Okay, they be there.
all right, cool. I'm not asking them to go to bat for us or nothing, but I mean, hell, who knows?
Oh, they be
Who
there.
knows? Okay.
How many guns you need?
How many guns you got?
Did you look in the case?
No, Boris. I respected your privacy.
I think you forgot.
How dare you?
Okay, Lazy Louis. I'll see you later.
I love you. Bye. Alright guys, we have someone new to ask about at the hotel. It's also worth noting, might have something to do with this top floor open window that might really narrow our search if we can't get a hold of this Jacob Simmons. Also,
Surely, can we? Was that who went around checking?
I
was
did.
Louis. Do you
goons,
think that top
Boris's
floor was
goons.
one of the doors
Empty
that did
ones?
not open?
Was it?
Surely he would know that.
Who would know that?
Louis.
Because Louis.
Louis went around knocking on the doors. Were there any of those?
Let's see if Louis has good spatial perception.
What do you want for that?
I mean, this is pretty piss
good
poor.
navigate.
If he cannot literally tell that if that was one of the doors he knocked on was
Well,
on
the
the top
problem
floor,
is-
facing a certain direction.
The problem is that his
Okay.
his immune system is just going wild with all these new infections he has, so it's really taking it out of him.
All right, no, I'm not gonna fuck with you anymore. I'm sorry. At this point, it's just trolling. You can probably derive that it was one of those windows.
Right.
Yeah, one of the windows and one of the doors that didn't
I think
reply.
I might know which door it is. We might be able to. There might be a different employee at the desk, not the one we dealt with last time.
We'll see if you roll.
Louis, is this man dangerous?
This guy, if he's a contractor in Afghanistan, I mean, Academy doesn't just hire any regular dudes. By the way, didn't Henrietta Cole mention to us that at some point in time, I mean, keep in mind the Himalayas, they do go all the way to Afghanistan. Didn't she mention that these Ch1 guys made it all the way to Afghanistan? That they pushed all the way across? Like, like
I
is that,
believe so,
is
yeah.
that a coincidence?
And then they got pushed out of Afghanistan.
by the Persians. So, like, I mean,
Maybe this guy's been over to Afghanistan where they used to occupy and he knows something about the culture.
or maybe he fucking found some layout while he was there.
Could be.
The source.
Let's go. We got the fire escape. If necessary.
Yeah,
Well-
maybe let's just try knocking on the door.
I
Always
was-
suspicious.
Or even go to the front desk, see if we can convince them to give us a key card.
Maybe the front desk first, but I was gonna suggest maybe something crazy. Like,
Yeah?
I go to the front door, try to gain his attention while one of you sneak in through the window.
Yeah, I hear
Walt,
that
just quickly
soldiers
roll
love to be
intelligence.
snuck up on.
They love being surrounded.
Well, hear me out.
Decent maneuver.
This man we don't know surely isn't just gonna straight up and tell us he has drugs in his apartment. What did you want me to roll?
Intelligence.
Success. 40 under 80.
Okay. Walt pays attention to Finnegan's comment about soldiers being snuck up on, and he also remembers that there are a lot of cameras.
Oh,
And at this point, Walt probably puts two and two together, and he realizes that those cameras are probably this guy's cameras.
Oh.
okay.
And he does not want to be snuck
Right.
up on. And you think it's going to be a hard task to actually sneak up on a ex-Afghan
This
soldier.
guy's probably like an ex-special forces or something. You know, I like...
It would
what-
still be cool.
You're right, it would be. So I think that should be our
Hella
last
cool.
thing. Okay, I think first thing we do, probably the first thing we do, we go knock on the door. We say, hey, we've got a business opportunity from Boris. Get him to open the door voluntarily. If that doesn't work, we go to the front desk, see if we can convince them to give us a key card. If that doesn't work, then maybe we do the fire escape, breaking the door combo.
Right. I like it. I like the plan.
All right.
To be fair, my thing was gonna. That plan would be like kind of distract him at the door.
Wow, we
Not. I agree. We don't do it. That be the first option.
With his camera screens everywhere.
probably-
He's gonna, like, there's a guy
This
at the
dude
door
probably
and
has
other
No,
people
no, no.
sneaking up.
It's like-
This guy probably has a claymore on the fucking front door. It's probably a booby trap.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those claymores.
And why is the window open? That's so suspicious. It's like he's trying to lure people into it.
Or that's how he's been going in and out. Like he's not even using the front door of the hotel. He's just using the fire escape for in and out.
Right. And when he leaves, he just says, fuck it. I'll just leave it open. Roll the dice.
Finnegan, you're lucky I like you. Right?
All right, that's probably a good place to wrap it up. You guys have
We have a plan.
circling the terrain. You've got a plan. The weird thing, you know what's weird?
What's that?
You guys haven't seen anything weird. Isn't that weird? That's weird.
I feel like
on your
it's because we
definition of
keep
weird.
asking the wrong questions and getting terrible rolls. Is why.
That's an answer from Joe, not from Louis.
I think next session I'm going nuclear.
Well, I don't know. Like, I get the feeling that things, like, we have something now that's like, we have an answer to what's going on in this hotel. I don't know. I feel optimistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we get this tracker tomorrow, we don't necessarily have to use that on the car either.
Right.
You could use it on the hotel.
Yeah. See if it goes anywhere.
All right, John.
I'm being sassy now. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. This was a lot of fun. Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
For
thanks,
being good
John.
sports as well and dealing with my trolling.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to troll constructively as much as possible.
Right.
But you guys are you're really rolling
We're
so
having a bad
badly.
time, man.
It's hilarious. But things are turning around, and you're finding out what's happening. So yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Joe,
Everyone.
do you want to advertise
Yeah,
all
everyone,
all the
thank you
stuff?
very much.
Where to find us? Joe, where do we find
on
us?
all the
Where do
links
we
that
find
are
us?
in the description of wherever the hell
Question
you're
and
watching
answers.
this. You know,
And if you like the show, what do you do?
if you really like the show and you want to get the episodes a week early, consider Patreon. It's just $3 a month. You buy us a cup of coffee. It really helps out.
Only $3?
Only.
Only $3.
Deal.
Yeah, but it really helps us. We really
This is
appreciate it.
called a butt plug, where you plug
right
it
at the end.
really badly.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the back end.
No, I just made that up. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say butt, something else.
Yeah.
Kind of love it.
But listen, wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching, like depending on wherever you are, like give us a like leave us a comment, like leave us a review or
Leave us some hate mail. Tell us how poorly we're playing this campaign.
some good old fashioned hate
Really
mail.
shit on us.
Yeah, give them your email
And
address.
also give us
Stace.
reminders.
So we can
You
send
can
that to you
reach me.
directly.
Give us reminders.
Personally.
Give us reminders about the fucking mechanics that we invented and to use them again.
Right.
That is useful.
But yeah, we really appreciate it, everyone. Thank you so much. Mention us to a friend, someone who's like-minded,
Or an enemy.
or an enemy for that matter. If
an
you want to
enemy.
ruin someone's
You
day,
hate them.
give them our podcast. All right, John, you want to take it out?
Cool. everybody, thank you again. And remember, stay safe and stay sane.
Bye.
Peace.